In a land forged by struggle, where revolution once burned brightly in the heart of West Africa, a new figure has stepped into history's shadow. His name, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, his ambition, echoes of a legend, Thomas Sankara. Sankara, the iconic African Che Guevara, dared to defy imperialism, corruption, and poverty in a bold attempt to rewrite the destiny of Burkina Faso. Decades later, Traoré, the world's youngest leader, rose from a military uprising with promises to restore dignity, security, and sovereignty. Is this a rebirth of Sankara's revolution, or something entirely new? Are we witnessing a revival or a reinvention? In today's deep dive, we'll compare Captain Ibrahim Traoré and President Thomas Sankara, two military men bound by vision, power, and controversy. We'll explore their ideologies, rhetoric, military strategies, and people-first governance. Stay tuned. Ideology: a shared vision of sovereignty. Thomas Sankara, known as Africa's Che Guevara, was a Marxist-Leninist and Pan-Africanist who led Burkina Faso from 1983 to 1987. His ideology emphasized anti-imperialism, self-sufficiency, and social justice, rejecting foreign aid with the adage, "He who feeds you controls you." Sankara promoted local production to reduce Western dependence. He sought to dismantle neo-colonialism, advance gender equality, and uplift the poor through agrarian reforms and social programs. Renaming Upper Volta to Burkina Faso, meaning land of upright people, he instilled a new national identity rooted in pride and independence. Ibrahim Traoré, president since a 2022 coup, channels Sankara's anti-imperialist and Pan-Africanist ideals. He aims to liberate Burkina Faso from Western, particularly French, influence, building ties with nations like Russia and Turkey for equitable partnerships. Traoré's ideology blends Pan-Africanism with pragmatic nationalism, prioritizing economic sovereignty and resource control, exemplified by approving Burkina Faso's first gold refinery in 2023 to retain wealth and create jobs. Unlike Sankara's rigid Marxism, Traoré's approach is flexible, addressing practical needs like security and development, while rejecting institutions like the IMF and World Bank, echoing Sankara's aversion to foreign control. Both leaders champion African dignity, but Traoré adapts Sankara's vision to modern challenges, including jihadist insurgencies and economic pressures. His focus on tangible outcomes, like infrastructure and employment, reflects a grounded approach to leading a struggling nation, positioning him as a fitting successor to Sankara's legacy. Rhetoric: inspiring a generation. Sankara was a charismatic speaker whose speeches ignited revolutionary zeal. His 1984 UN address, where he declared, "The slave who is unable to assume his revolt does not deserve to be pitied," resonated across Africa, inspiring youth to reject oppression. His motto, "Fatherland or death, we shall triumph," became a rallying cry for Burkinabe pride. Sankara's rhetoric was bold, confrontational, and infused with Marxist and Pan-African ideals, often targeting Western powers and local elites. His ability to connect with ordinary people through simple language and personal examples, like riding a bicycle and living frugally, made him a folk hero. Traoré, too, is a powerful speaker, though his style is more reserved and military-focused. He rarely mentions Sankara directly, but his actions and words evoke the same spirit. At the 2023 Russia-Africa Summit, Traoré asked, "How can Africa, which has so much wealth, remain the poorest continent?" His speeches emphasize sovereignty, self-reliance, and unity, striking a chord with Africa's youth frustrated by poverty and foreign exploitation. Social media amplifies his message, with viral posts calling him Africa's Messiah or the people's captain. Traoré's decision to keep his modest army captain's salary, rejecting the presidential paycheck, mirrors Sankara's humility and resonates deeply with Burkinabe, tired of corrupt elites. While Sankara's rhetoric was fiery and ideological, Traoré's is pragmatic yet defiant, tailored to a digital age where TikTok and X spread his image as a modern revolutionary. His ability to inspire hope, like Sankara, makes him a symbol of resistance against neo-colonialism, earning him admiration across Africa and beyond. Military strategies: security in turbulent times. Sankara's military strategies were shaped by a relatively stable Burkina Faso, though he faced tensions with neighboring Mali over the Agacher Strip, leading to a brief war in 1985. His approach was defensive, focusing on national pride and mobilizing citizens through revolutionary zeal rather than large-scale military campaigns. However, his failure to aggressively prosecute the war and equip the military adequately drew criticism from some soldiers, weakening his domestic support. Sankara's foreign policy was confrontational, criticizing France and supporting revolutionary movements, which isolated Burkina Faso diplomatically and contributed to his assassination in 1987. Traoré, on the other hand, governs in a far more dangerous context, with jihadist insurgents controlling nearly 40% of Burkina Faso's territory. His military background, including counter-terrorism experience with the UN in Mali, informs his aggressive strategy. Traoré declared a general mobilization in 2023, rallying citizens to support the military and forming the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland (VDP) to bolster local defense. He has prioritized rapid response protocols to counter terrorist attacks and sought partnerships with Russia and Turkey for military equipment, rejecting French support. Despite accusations of ties to Russian mercenaries like the Wagner Group, Traoré insists his forces, particularly the VDP, are Burkina Faso's Wagner. His focus on security has shown mixed results with ongoing insurgencies, but his decisive actions have restored some stability and public trust. Traoré's military strategy is more proactive than Sankara's, reflecting the urgent need to combat terrorism. His alliances with non-Western powers and emphasis on local forces demonstrate a practical approach to Burkina Faso's unique challenges, building on Sankara's anti-imperialist stance but adapting it to a modern crisis. People-first governance, serving the masses. Sankara's governance was defined by radical reforms to uplift the poor. He reduced government salaries, sold off luxury vehicles, and lived modestly, setting an example of integrity. His policies included planting 10 million trees to fight desertification, vaccinating millions of children, and boosting literacy from 13% to 73% in 4 years. Sankara outlawed female genital mutilation, promoted women's rights, and appointed women to high posts, earning widespread admiration. However, his progressive policies alienated traditional elites and foreign powers, leading to his downfall. Traoré's people-first approach mirrors Sankara's in its focus on the masses. He eliminated school fees from primary to university level, making education accessible to all. Free maternal health care ensures women receive care without financial burdens, directly addressing poverty and gender inequality. Infrastructure projects like the Ouagadougou-Donson Airport and new roads aim to boost economic growth and connectivity. Traoré's government has also cracked down on corruption, suspending small-scale gold export permits to curb illicit trade and ensure national wealth benefits Burkinabe. His modest lifestyle, keeping his army salary and driving military vehicles, echoes Sankara's rejection of opulence, earning him trust among a population wary of greedy leaders. While Sankara's reforms were revolutionary but short-lived, Traoré's are practical and ongoing, tailored to a nation battered by insecurity and poverty. His policies, like free education and healthcare, directly improve lives, showing a commitment to the people that rivals Sankara's legacy. A revolution reborn? The comparisons between Sankara and Traoré are striking, both young captains who seized power to fight corruption and imperialism, both inspiring figures who prioritize their people. Sankara's revolution was cut short by assassination, leaving a legacy of unfulfilled dreams. Traoré, however, is writing a new chapter, adapting Sankara's ideals to a modern Burkina Faso facing jihadist threats and economic hardship. His pragmatic ideology, powerful rhetoric, aggressive military strategies, and people-first governance show a leader determined to deliver on Sankara's promise of dignity and self-reliance. Yet, Traoré faces challenges Sankara did not, including a brutal insurgency and a fragile economy. Critics argue his crackdowns on dissent and reliance on foreign allies like Russia risk authoritarianism, but supporters see him as a hero fighting for Burkina Faso's survival. Social media glorifies him as the new Sankara, reflecting a deep hunger for leaders who prioritize Africa's youth and sovereignty. Traoré is not merely imitating Sankara, he he is building on his legacy with actions that resonate in today's world. From free education to gold refineries, his reforms show a leader who, like Sankara, believes in Burkina Faso's potential. Whether he can sustain this revolution remains to be seen, but for now, Ibrahim Traoré is proving that the spirit of Sankara lives on, reborn in a new era of hope and defiance. And that's it for today's video. Thomas Sankara envisioned a self-reliant, anti-imperialist Burkina Faso rooted in justice. Ibrahim Traoré follows, echoing Sankara's ideals, navigating modern challenges like hybrid wars, sanctions, and social media revolutions, while pursuing sovereignty and service to the people. What do you think? Is Ibrahim Traoré the heir to Sankara's legacy, or a leader writing his own revolutionary playbook? Share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into Africa's history, politics, and revolutionary voices. Thanks for watching.